Mr. BJ. We are from Roots Time, like I said, the Belgian music websites, and we are happy to do this interview with you. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You're ready for the gig, I understood?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about
At
it.
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
You must go for it.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Now's the calm before the
You
storm.
also prepared your set list?
I do that closer to the show.
Yeah, it's your job doing that?
I do that, yeah.
Yeah.
I create the set list every night. I wrote all the songs, so I get to pick
Not
them.
always the same songs, no?
No, every night it changes.
Okay. Let me start for our followers on Roots Time to make it easy for everybody. I was wondering who is Mr. BJ Barham and what do you have to know about him? Let me start by saying something and you can complete it, or you can say that's enough.
Okay.
I don't care.
Deal.
For Mr. BJ Barham, you're from Reidsville in North Carolina.
Yes.
I had to look it on the map, somewhere there in the east.
Yeah, it's on the East Coast.
Rural county
Yep.
with tobacco fields and a lot of people hardworking people.
Yeah, it's a farming community. A lot where I grew up is pretty much all soybeans, tobacco, hard work.
Your parents were also working on the...
I was the only. I'm the sixth generation.
Oh,
I would have been a farmer. I ended up going to
But
university. I ended up going to university and becoming a singer-songwriter.
so they weren't very happy when you told them that you weren't doing the job.
Oh yeah, they were not thrilled about me dropping out of college.
A bit disappointed.
Yeah, they were disappointed,
Yeah,
to
okay.
say the least.
I understand that. A second point I had to add is a singer-songwriter and a roots artist. What must we know more about you?
That's really kind of what I've been doing for the last 12 years. That really encompasses who I am. I'm a singer-songwriter.
Band leader?
I'm a band leader. I'm a husband. I'm a dad. That's the biggest part of my identity now, especially in the past 6 months. I just had a daughter in April. So being a father is kind of the new title.
Yeah.
But father, husband.
Happy daddy.
I'm a happy dad right now. But I think when it's all said and done, singer-songwriter is what I am. That's what I do for a living.
Like you said, you left your farm, let me say so this way, and you went to the big city.
Yeah.
To become a musician.
Well, originally I was going to become an attorney, a lawyer.
Ooh.
It took a terrible twist.
Ooh.
I fell in love with music, and school started becoming less important to me, and music started becoming very important to me. So once the scale tipped, I chose music full time, and that's what I've been doing for 12 years now.
What do you think that influenced you to become a musician? Were you destined to become?
I don't know.
Something inside, or how would you explain it?
I've always written down my feelings. I've always written down problems in life. Nobody in my family plays an instrument. Nobody in my family sings. So I don't think it was hereditary. It was just something that I got bit by the bug. I was passionate about it, and I started writing songs. And my friends started encouraging me to go out and play these songs in public. And when I did, people actually liked them. They didn't leave immediately. They stayed and listened. And I started realizing I had a knack for it. Yeah. And every year, every record, I think it's gotten better. I think it's a craft. It's a trade. Yeah. It's just like learning how to be a plumber or be a carpenter. You start off and it's about getting better every time. Yeah. And that's what being a songwriter is about. Every year, I push myself to write better songs than I did last year, and that's the goal.
Who were your big influences or your examples?
Growing up, I listened to a lot of like country music, outlaw country music. So like Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, and then I got turned on to the songwriters that my dad listened to, like Townes Van Zandt, Guy Clark, a lot of that Texas kind of songwriters. But then when I got to college, I found Bruce Springsteen.
Ooh.
Springsteen was the boss. The boss was my biggest influence. Yeah. I wear it on my sleeve. I really like Springsteen. I still love John Prine and Guy Clark. They're still up there for me. And then I fell in love with a contemporary, somebody who's closer to my age, which is Ryan Adams. Ryan Adams is a big one for me. The Drive-By Truckers, Lucero, those are all bands that made me want to start a band.
Then in 2006, I think it was the time to start with your own band.
Yeah, 2006, we put out our first record.
You found out, for me, a rather strange name, American Aquarium. Why that name? Who found out that name? What's behind it?
Do you know the band Wilco?
Wilco, yes.
Wilco. So Wilco put out a record in early 2000s called Yankee Hotel Foxtrot.
Oh, yes.
And the very, very first song on that record is I'm Trying to Break Your Heart. Yeah. And the first line of that song is, I'm an American Aquarium drinker, I assassin down the avenue.
So that means that all the people in your band drink a lot? No.
We did. We used to. We used to a lot. Two of us are sober now. Me and the bass player. I've been sober for 4 years. He's been sober for 2 years.
Take your time.
But yeah, Wilco was a big influence on me. Yeah. They were one of my favorite bands. Still are one of my favorite bands.
He was the man who inspires you for taking that name.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Until now, I think you have 7 releases.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
You're the songwriter?
I am the songwriter.
Right, yeah. When do you think that the song is a good song?
If I finish it. I've started a lot of songs, and if I don't think it's a good song, I just don't finish it. Anything that I've finished is a song that I believe in, is a song that I think is worth people hearing. If it's worth me to put the time in it to finish it, then that's where I think it's a song at that point. I've started a lot of songs. I haven't finished a lot of songs.
But when you say, BG, when I finish the song, that's the feeling after the song.
When you finish a song, there's no better feeling than
the
finishing
feeling
something.
That you feel that the song is a good song.
Yeah, you completed something. Okay. You set out to create this piece of art, and when you get done with it, you can kind of sit back and just appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's what songs are.
Being the songwriter of the band, is that a charge or a discharge? A weight or something to enjoy?
It's a blessing and a curse. Yeah.
Because everybody in the band is waiting for you.
Oh, for sure. They're always on my back about
the new songs.
We need more songs.
BG, come on.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I work well under pressure. So I enjoy kind of having that weight on my shoulders, knowing that like there's a bunch of people that are counting on me to write songs.
I'm the same one. I wait until the last hours and then I start, but then I have enough pressure to finish it.
Yeah, that's how diamonds are made, you know. Pressure.
I've done yesterday, not days before, but I must feel a bit.
They're good questions. They're good.
Let's talk about your last, not your latest. Well, no, not your latest album, not your last.
Not my last.
No, not your last. Your latest album. It's called Things Change.
Things Change, yes, sir.
You know that changes are normal.
Yep.
I think you cannot live without changes, or people need changes. But what you do is you turn it upside down.
Yeah.
You use the term to tell something about yourself, I think.
For sure.
Is that correct?
Oh, the whole song
my feeling?
The whole song, the whole record is about personal change, is about personal growth of me in the last 2 years.
But why did you choose the title? Is that to do that, to be able to express yourself behind the songs or in the songs?
So much has changed for me in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Since our last record was Wolves. It came out in 2015. Since that record, I've gotten married, I got sober, I had a kid, I had an entire band quit, I had an entire band join, and the country went through a presidential election that split our country in half.
What we call a famous new one.
Yeah, we got something over there. But yeah, it's one of those things where like so much changed between 2015 and 2017 for me. that I thought I had to write about it.
It's not only in the album that the changes happen, but in your life,
My whole life, yeah, for sure. It's not just me growing; it's everything growing around me.
I understand. Yeah. Do you think it's a typical American Aquarius album?
No, I think it's.
Or
I think it's.
how far is it different?
It's a different. It tackles different subject matter. I've never written a record about some of the things I've written a record about on this one. I've never written about my sobriety or my family or the country.
Family, country, memories.
Yeah, it's usually it's just about my escapades being in a band, drinking, girls, being on the road a lot. This was the first time where I looked, instead of looking outside and writing, I looked inside and wrote about it.
On the end of most of the songs, open questions, I think.
For sure. Yeah. It's, well, you have to make them open questions because I want people to realize that I'm not the only one going through this. It's a question to the listener. It's like, I know that there's a lot of people out there listening to these songs that are going through the same emotions. And so these songs are for them as well. And that's why I think this record resonates with people, is because they feel these songs. They've been there. I
choose myself 2 songs from the album. I think rather personal songs, maybe not. You can say your opinion, I don't care, but for me, when we are a younger man, it's about, I think, the moment that, like you told, a lot of members of the band left. No?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about. It's about my entire band of 8 years quitting.
Is it a problem to know why they left, or?
No, they got tired of me. They got tired
of age. No.
Well, just the day to day. They got tired of. We play between 250 and 300 shows a year. They got tired of just that life. They got tired of me.
Being
they got tired of the songs.
Traveling.
It compounds. It's the same reason marriages end. It's the same reason friendships end. It ran its course. And at the end of the day, they decided they didn't want to play music with me anymore. And so they left, and I went on, and I started over and got a new band together and put out a new record.
Great record.
I appreciate that. I'm pretty partial to this one.
The second song I choose from the album is One Day at a Time.
That's my favorite song I've written.
You played, I thought, acoustic.
Acoustic, yeah.
I don't know, just your solo, but that's no problem. But a great song.
Thank you so much.
About yourself.
It's a very personal song.
Being honest and telling us, great song.
Thank you.
You're rather young, I may say, when I compare it with us.
Yeah,
we're old guys, but
I'm 34.
Yeah, 34. That's no age.
I'm still a kid.
Do you have still open items on your what I call I want to do list, or some call it a bucket list?
A bucket list, yeah.
Things, places that you want to play, or persons that.
I've done most of the things that I've wanted. I've been very, very fortunate. I've lived in only 34 years, I've lived a very full life. I've played music in 19 countries. I've seen the world. I've been to all 50 states in the U.S. I have a wonderful wife. I have a family. I have a house. I have land. I'm extremely fortunate, and it's all because of songs. It's all because of music and people liking my music. And at the end of the day, I have nothing to complain about. Sure, there's I would love to meet Springsteen, shake his hand, say thanks. I'd love to play an enormous Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. I'd love to play there.
I can.
But there's obviously stuff I'd love to do. But if everything ended tomorrow, I would be so happy. I'd be content with what I already had.
This one night when Bonamassa was there, you follow him up.
Oh yeah. It's one of those things where so many people want, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm just appreciative for what I've already got.
What keeps you busy outside of music? Do you have hobbies or things that you do?
I don't really have yard work. I work in the yard a lot. My wife loves planting things, and so I help plant things. I put mulch down, I keep the grass up. We do that a lot. Being a dad, though, that's really been the last 6 months. Is when I'm home, I'm on daddy duty. My wife is amazing. When I'm on the road, my wife she runs the house by herself, and so when I come home, she kind of just hands me the kid. Says it's your turn.
It's your turn. Yeah.
So that's my biggest hobby these days. Is being a dad.
Okay, BJ, I have a last question, but before I ask it. This, did I forgot something to ask you? You can say it, or do you want to add something?
No, I think you did great.
You have a great. You can do some free promotion. Just
No, I think you nailed it. I think you asked some really great questions.
oh, thank you a lot. I have a last question. What did you learn? Did you learn things about yourself from music and by being a musician?
Yeah, it taught me who I was supposed to be. You know,
Why do you say suppose?
supposed to be? I don't know. Like I think when you're being brought up as a child, your parents tell you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to school. You're supposed to, you know, get a day job. You're supposed to, you know, just take a boring job that pays well. And you know, I didn't think that was right. I thought you should go out and do something you love to do, and I thought you should go out and see the world, and you should go out and find yourself in that world instead of just following the status quo. And so, yeah, music taught me that that's possible. Music taught me that you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You can do something completely different, take that road less traveled, and you can kind of end up at the same place. You can end up successful and be able to do something you love doing, which is great.
Okay, Mr. B.J. Barham, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I hope that you have a good time the next weeks in Holland, Denmark, Sweden, Germany, UK. Then you come back to the Netherlands before you go to the States. Then I would say, sweet home, not Alabama, North Carolina.
North Carolina, yes, yes.
Thank you a lot for
Thank
your
you
time.
so much. Yeah.